Telling us, why are you here today, and what's this issue about?
I came all the way from Georgia to support the Assemblyman's bill about the video recordings in every police station in the state of New York.
Tell us about this interrogation. What happened?
Now, the interrogation, I was tricked. And this should never happen to anybody, to the average cab driver, to the average cook, any person that's just walking. This should never happen inside of an interrogation room, period.
What did they say to you?
Well, they said if I don't talk, they were going to scoop up my wife, which at that time I believe it was going to be an arrest.
And this was already a traumatic incident for you, right? You were emotionally distressed at this point when you were in interrogation, it sounds like.
Yes, of course, because it involved my infant son.
And you said that you were interrogated for a long period of time with no sleep. Can you tell us exactly what happened? Describe it.
I was interrogated over 2 days. I only got maybe 1 hour of sleep. I was so distraught that I had to go to a mental health facility.
This was in the Troy main police station?
This was at the Troy police station when I was interrogated, yes.
How'd you feel once you made that false confession?
I felt horrible. When I was being questioned by Adam Mason and Ron Fountain, I was just repeating what they were saying at the time because I didn't know what happened to my son. I was awoken by my wife at that time, Wilhelmina Hicks.
And you thought this was your only option, was to confess?
Well, my only option to confess, I had no choice because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here today. I'd still be sitting in a prison cell somewhere.
One of the things they told Adrian was that the only way he could save his son was to reveal how he injured him because the doctors would need that information. That's how they were going to save his son's life. Right. What they didn't tell him was that his son had already passed. Okay, his son had a bacterial infection and he became septic and passed away. And it's tragic, and I don't need to say that for Adrian's benefit. He knows, he's lived with that. But babies die, and it happens, and it's horrible. But that was how they deceived him. That's why he gave this information.
Now, you're the public defender in Rensselaer County. Do you think the Troy PD has changed their protocols and their policies to prevent this from happening again?
I don't really know the answer to that. We have to rely on their good faith because there isn't something that requires them to record. So they record when they want to, and they give it to us when they think it's appropriate. There's nothing that makes them do that. That's what we're shooting for.
The charges were dismissed when?
Charges weren't dismissed. Adrian was found not guilty.
Found not guilty. And that happened when?
That happened in 2014.
Okay. What's your life been like since then, Mr. Thomas?
My life has been great. Got me a job, moved, remarried, everything. So my life has continued on where I left off at.
And this must be painful coming back here today. Well, why'd you come all the way back? Is it that important?
Yes, it was very important because it just doesn't involve Adrian Thomas. It involves everybody ever since I left the state of New York back in June 2014.
And how common, sir, do you think that this is in terms of police coercing confessions in New York? I mean, from the way you speak, it sounds as if this is really going on a lot in a lot of police stations.
It is. It is. I don't think most times the police are trying to solicit false confessions. I think they think they're doing the right thing. But we know thousands of people have confessed and later been exonerated by DNA evidence. We know it happens. So does it happen all the time? No, of course not. But does it happen often enough that we ought to be terrified? Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Comments on behalf of this Assembly bill. I just want to get your take on coming back here today.
Okay. Like I said, I came all the way back from Georgia. I'm fully support of the Assemblyman's bill. I think it's Lenthal.
That's right.
Lenthal. And every interrogation needs to be recorded. As soon as the door opens, camera goes on. because if my videotape confession and false confession wasn't recorded at all, I wouldn't be here today. And I'll still be in prison serving 25 to life for a situation and a crime that never took place.
What would you tell those Detroit police officers when you were in the interrogation room, if you can tell us, kind of what transpired between the two of you, or, probably more than that too, 3, 4 of you?
I stressed the fact that I was awoken by my wife at the time, whose name was Wilhelmina Hicks. I don't know what happened. She awakened me to that situation, and they kept telling me, no, something had to happen, but like I kept telling them, I don't know what happened. And so everything led from Adam Mason's mouth, and I just repeated.
Why?
Because I felt at that time I had no choice.
Did they ever tell you at any point, like now you're under arrest, or was it just an interrogation, they locked the door, walked out? How'd that
They
kind of
made
work out?
a lot of promises over 9 hours that I wouldn't be arrested, I could go see my son, that, we know it was an accident.